Y'all want to know one of my favorite apps that I love using, that I use on a daily basis, really trying to help with my repetition when it comes to language learning? And that app is Duolingo. Duolingo is the perfect app to use when you want to learn a new language. Just dedicating 15 to 20 minutes a day learning different languages. Like right now, I'm learning Spanish, consistently working on my Spanish, building that up. And I feel like as the days get on, as more time I dedicate to it, I feel like I learn more and I retain more of that information that I'm learning when it comes to Duolingo. So if you don't have the Duolingo app on your phone, check it out, download it, and you'll greatly appreciate it, especially if you want to learn a new language. And I really challenge you to really work on learning a new language, especially if you live in the US. I believe Spanish is the second most popular language in the US. So if you don't know Spanish already, check out the Duolingo app. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SAUNAIE. I'm your host, XO. If this is your first time listening, welcome in, grab a seat. I know I've been on a hiatus, but it's been a busy week. But we back, July, whole new month. Man, I feel like this year is really just blowing by. And I'm grateful for it, but I'm like, hold up, slow down, let me catch up. But July is here, and I'm grateful it's summer. It's about to be hot as heck this summer, especially in California, wherever you at. Stay hydrated. Make sure you get your water. Make sure you get your early morning walks before that sun heats up on you. If this is your first time listening, I just want to thank you. And I bet you're wondering, what is SAUNAIE? And SAUNAIE is a personal development platform for millennials who struggle with their mental health. And every episode, we drop knowledge, research, tips, statistics, just different stuff correlating with mental health as well as personal development. And if you haven't heard last episode we discussed general anxiety disorder. And it was a really detailed episode. A lot of people have been raving about it, getting a lot of feedback on it. And we're going to take a deeper dive into different mood disorders. And with this episode, you're going to learn a lot about depression and the different types of depression. But first, let me kick off the show with some quotes of the day. And my first quote is, "You amplify everything you react to." That's so true, man. Negativity. Every time something negative happens, we dwell on it and we amplify it because we're reacting to it instead of letting it happen. Understanding like bad stuff are going to happen. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have negative energy. You're going to have all that, but you can't continuously react to it. You have to know that this is here for me to learn. And I have to go through this. I can't always have good days. Good days come and go. But understanding like when the bad days come, don't amplify the bad days, that they end up turning to bad weeks, bad months, bad years. Because anytime something bad happens to people in life, they amplify it because they react to it, because they think always like, why me? Why is this happening to me? Why am I going through this? And it's like understanding like it happened, let it go. The bad things, let it go. We always dwell more on our losses versus our wins. And that's because that's how our brains are trained to focus on losses instead of celebrating our wins and understanding like my wins are worth more than my losses. I can't keep amplifying my losses just because something happened. I gotta understand, okay, this happened, this too shall pass. I gotta keep moving forward instead of amplifying it because I'm trying to understand or trying to want to know why, instead of letting the why go and just understanding like this has happened. It's here for me to learn, here for me to grow. Let me move past it instead of let it hold me in like it's quicksand. But once again, that quote is, you amplify everything you react to. And my next quote, winning isn't getting ahead of others. It's about getting ahead of yourself. That's powerful. We're shaped in society to keep up with the Joneses, trying to be like everybody else. Why is everybody have more blessings than us? Why is this person winning? Why ain't I winning? And all this stuff. We have to understand like it's about beating your old self. Your only competition is you, who you were yesterday, who you were last week, who you were last year. And understanding like it's not about me getting ahead of other people. Other people going to reap their blessings regardless, but it's me focusing on myself and what I can do and the things that I can do to win. And understanding, like, maybe I'm not winning today, maybe you're not in your winning season, but you're on your way to your winning season. You're probably practicing the good things, the gratitude, the meditation, the good things, bring that positive energy into your life so you can get that win. Because when you get that win, it's going to be like a flash flood. The win's gonna keep coming in that you ain't gonna know what to do because you're winning so much. But it's like understanding, like, winning is about getting ahead of myself, getting ahead of my old me, and helping out my family, my friends, whatever it may be when it comes to winning, and not really trying to get ahead of your friends, your family, the role models, the celebrities, whatever it may be. Everybody wins in their own time. Understand that. Once again, that quote is, winning isn't getting ahead of others. It's about getting ahead of yourself. And then this episode, talking about mood disorders, different mood disorders. And I bet you're wondering, what is a mood disorder? A mood disorder is a mental health condition that primarily affects your emotional state. It is a disorder in which you experience long periods of extreme happiness, extreme sadness, or even both. I know that comes to mind like, oh, that sounds like bipolar disorder. But it's not. It's a mood disorder, even though bipolar disorder falls under that category. But it's understanding that there's different types of mood disorders. Like, understanding mood disorders involve other persistent emotions such as anger and irritability. It's normal for your mood to change depending on the situation. Man, let me get deep into that. But however, for a mood disorder diagnosis, symptoms must be present for several weeks or longer. Mood disorders can cause changes in your behavior and affect your ability to perform routine activities such as work and school. So, have you been a witness to this? Or have you gone through this yourself when it comes to a certain mood disorder? But understanding, like, you can have extreme happiness, extreme sadness, but it's understanding that it depends on the situation at hand. Like, I know one of the biggest mood disorders I know about is seasonal affective disorder, which happens during the seasons when it's gloomy outside, when it's raining, when no sun's out. People get in that extreme sadness mood. And it's understanding that it's going to take more than just, hey, you can get over it, do this, do that. But it's really understanding that people go through this on a daily basis or a seasonal basis, and understanding how can we help them when they're going through the seasonal affective disorder. But I'm sure you heard about the two most common mood disorders, which is depression and bipolar disorder. With this episode, we're going to be talking about depression. Depression is a big thing. Depression is huge in our society, especially when COVID just passed. But a lot of people were going through depression during that time, and they didn't have the right outlets to get through it. Now we're in 2023, but depression is still huge. A lot of people still would deal with depression and different types of depression. Depression, I know we feel like we all know what it is, but it's a common mental condition. Depressive symptoms include feeling sad or hopeless. The condition can also cause difficulty with thinking, memory, eating, and sleeping. For a person to receive a diagnosis of clinical depression, symptoms must last for at least 2 weeks. Man, so it's the most common mental health condition. Like, we all know you can feel sad and hopeless. I'm pretty sure we've had somebody within our family or had a friend or been just up close when it comes to somebody dealing with depression. It's like understanding, like, what can I do to help? Because I feel like maybe everybody experiences a mental health or depressive episode or depression throughout their lives, whether it's yourself, your family, your friends, coworkers, something like that. But this episode, we're going to understand it on a deeper level so we can learn how to help others as well as help ourselves when it comes to depression entering our lives. There are several different types of depression, including postpartum depression. I know we hear it a lot, And this type of depression occurs during pregnancy and on or after the end of a pregnancy. Women experience hormonal, physical, emotional, financial, and social changes after having a baby. These changes may cause symptoms of postpartum depression. Approximately 1 in 10 women will experience postpartum depression after giving birth, and some studies show that 1 in 7 women will experience postpartum depression. So it's understanding too, if you have a pregnant wife or you're a pregnant female or you've been through pregnancy, you may experience postpartum depression, and it's happened. It's 1 in 10 women experience this. So I'm pretty sure there's somebody in your life that may have experienced this postpartum depression, and you may didn't know what it was at the time, but now you know, like, okay, they were experiencing physical changes, emotional changes, financial changes, and really adapting and really depressed after the pregnancy. And I bet you're thinking, oh, they just had a baby. Why are they feeling depressed, or why are they going through these phases? And it's understanding that it's different for everyone, every woman. And some women get through it and don't get the postpartum depression, but some women do. And it's understanding that it's just life, something that they deal with. It's a lot of weight to carry and bear. Postpartum depression generally lasts 3 to 6 months. However, this varies based on several factors. It is estimated that nearly 50% of mothers with postpartum depression are diagnosed by a health professional. 80% of women with postpartum depression will achieve a full recovery. So postpartum depression you can recover from it, but it's understanding, being aware, and looking for the signs, especially after pregnancy with some women. And you have to know, fellas, I'm talking to you, just being aware, being conscious, and being on alert when this happens. If you have a pregnant girlfriend, a pregnant wife, or a family member, whatever it may be, being on the lookout and asking them questions and making sure you're there with them along the journey. Now that leads me up to the next mood disorder, which is persistent depressive disorder. This is a chronic form of depression that must last for at least 2 years. Symptoms may occasionally lessen in severity during the time. It's less severe than major depressive disorders, but it is ongoing. Persistent depressive disorder is a mild to moderate chronic depression. It involves a sad and dark mood. Most of the days, for 2 years, you're just going through that sad or dark mood. PDD is common and can happen at anyone at any age. The most effective treatment combines medication, counseling, and a healthy lifestyle choices. So persistent depressive disorder is a mild to moderate chronic depression. It can last for at least up to 2 years. If you've been through this, or you've had somebody around you that's really had been depressed for a year or two, this may be what they have. And I bet you're wondering, how do I know if they have it? Good question, because the main symptoms of PDD is a sad, low, or dark mood. Other signs may include fatigue, feelings of hopelessness, worthlessness, or isolation, lack of appetite or overeating, lack of concentration, limited energy, low self-esteem, trouble at work or school, trouble sleeping or sleeping too much. Most people with PDD also have an episode of major depression at least once at some point, which is sometimes called double depression. So those are some of the symptoms, and it's understanding, being aware, being alert, because as humans, as society, we just focus on it's all about me, but it's understanding we have people in our lives that we love and care about. We have to really check on them and see how they're doing on a daily basis. People go through different things daily, and I know you don't want the people around you to suffer in silence, so you'll have to be that person to help them out and understand, like, hey, how you doing? Checking on them, asking the right questions, as well as checking on yourself, because we get so busy caught up in life that we don't take the time to check on ourselves, see how we're doing, taking the time to journal, asking ourselves the questions, analyzing, seeing how our weeks went, how are we doing, how are we dealing with certain things, how are we dealing with losses, how are we dealing with seasonal changes, and understanding I have to check on myself and make sure I'm all right before I can try to help somebody else. Because we can't pour from an empty cup. If we're not fulfilling ourselves, how are we going to fulfill somebody else? And you may be that person that's like, oh, I'm a people pleaser. I like or love to help people, but it's understanding, how can I help myself first so I can help others? Because we're all put on this earth to help somebody. But we have to help ourselves first. We have to check on ourselves, see how we're doing, see how our appetite is. Are we overeating? Are we undereating? Do we have the right concentration? How is our energy level? Are we staying hydrated? Have we been getting some great sleep? Have we getting our 6 to 8 hours of sleep a night? How are we at work? How are we at school? And asking those questions and seeing who's bringing energy in my life and who's draining energy from me. Because we all need to ask these questions and take that self-analysis so we can help other people out in the world. And the next mood disorder is what I talked about and discussed earlier, is a seasonal depression, also called seasonal affective disorder, but I'm gonna call it SAD for short. And it's a type of depression. It's triggered by the change of seasons and most commonly begins in late fall. Symptoms include feeling sadness, lack of energy, loss of interest in usual activities, oversleeping, weight gain. Treatments include light therapy, talk therapy, and antidepressants. Seasonal affective disorder. This is a type of disorder that occurs during certain seasons of the year. It typically starts in late autumn, early winter, and lasts until spring or summer. So with seasonal affective disorder, it lasts from fall to summer. So that's about, I want to say, a 6 months gap where people are just dealing with this until it gets to sunny days again. And you may have experienced this with somebody in your life where once fall hits, they just turn into a whole different person and they really go into a shell of themselves, that they feel more sad, more irritable, and in a dark mood or dark times where they're trying to just isolate themselves from other people. And we have to understand that around this time, we have to be there for them people. We have to get closer to those people instead of letting them isolate themselves. Less commonly, sad episodes may also begin during the late spring or summer. Symptoms of seasonal affective disorder may resemble those of major depression. They tend to disappear or lessen during spring or summer. You can also get a mild version of SAD, known as the winter blues. It's normal to feel a little down during the colder months. You may be stuck inside and it gets dark easy. But SAD goes beyond this. It's a form of depression. Unlike the winter blues, SAD affects your daily life, including how you feel and think. Fortunately, treatment can help you get through this challenging time. Seasonal affective disorder is also called seasonal depression. And we will continue this discussion on the next episode. Next Monday's episode, we're going to continue discussion about mood disorders and different mood disorders. On Friday, I'm going to be dropping some tips to make purposeful goals and sticking to those purposeful goals. Let's try to say that 3 times fast. But sticking to those purposeful goals, because life distracts us and we got to see, are we on the right path when it comes to setting goals and accomplishing our goals? But overall, I just want to thank you for tuning into this episode, understanding mood disorders and decoding what different mood disorders happen. And these are some of the major ones, but we're going to take a deeper dive next Monday into different mood disorders. We're going to be talking about bipolar disorder as well. So stay on the lookout for that. I appreciate y'all. Have a great week. Happy 4th of July. Take care of your people. Be with your people. Love your people. Love yourself. I'm always here for you if you need to talk, if you need some inspiration, or if you just need somebody to vent to. I'm here to help any way I can. Thank you for taking the time of your day for listening to this episode. Share the show. Subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to the show. Subscribe on YouTube. I greatly appreciate it. Hey, leave a review also. Let me know how I did. Leave a 5-star review if I did it good, if I did bad. If this episode helps you out in any way, let me know, and I greatly appreciate it. But let me leave you with this. Dreams are the beginning. Hustle is the middle. And success is the end. Enjoy your week. Be safe. Have fun. We'll be back again with SAUNAIE. Peace out.